Hey everybody, welcome back to Evolved Equine Partnership. If you're new to my channel, I am Brooke and welcome. So today I have Missy here, and most of you probably know Missy unless you are new to my channel. And today is our very first video of the Liberty series. So for this first video of the Liberty series, we're going to be starting with the basics of Liberty, and then we will move up as we go through the series. I really hope that you guys all enjoy, and let's get right into it. All that you are going to need to get started is a halter and lead rope on your horse, as well as a whip or a crop of some sort. I am using Food Reward. I have cut up carrot in my pocket, and I highly recommend using some kind of Food Reward. It makes them more motivated and it just makes it a lot easier. I am also going to be using voice commands because voice commands make life 10 times easier. So I highly recommend using voice commands and Food Rewards. Now, when you are using a crop or a whip, it is not to be used to force your horse. It is not to be used to put pressure on your horse, and it is not to be used in an unfair way towards your horse. It is only to be used as an extension of your arm to help your horse understand what you are asking. For Food Rewards, if you're worried about your horse being too nippy, that is a great thing to work on, is personal space, right? So you kind of reward, and I don't reward way over here because that just draws her into my space, and then that's it. She can't ask for another cookie or carrot until I give her one. So food rewarding is really great, and it really helps when you're training, so I do highly recommend using food. To get started, all you're going to do is you're going to take your halter and lead rope, and you're going to, so the way that I teach Liberty is my hand is what they want to be at. So my hand is the sweet spot or the safe place. So right now she's too busy looking for stuff to play with. So my hand, if my hand comes this way, her nose should follow, right? If my hand goes this way, her nose should follow. There, good. So that's why we start on the halter and lead rope, so you can kind of set your lead rope to where if your hand gets too far, it's going to put pressure on their face. And you just want to teach them that this hand is what they want to follow, so that when we get into some different things, when they follow this hand with their nose, usually their whole body will follow, and if it doesn't, that's what the whip is for, right? So if I come here, good girl. Girl. Good. So she's already, well, she knows to follow that hand. But basically you just want it to where there's slack in your lead rope and they're following that hand. That's what you want, is where you're not having to have your hand down here and pulling them around. You want to just be able to have slack in your lead rope, but have your lead rope if you need it. And if you're kind of noticing that they're really dawdling behind, you can give them just a light little tap on the bum. Again, your whip is only used as an extension of your arm and to help the horse understand what they're supposed to be doing. Good. So you want to be really aware that wherever this hand is going, their nose should be going. And when you stop and back, when you draw this hand back, you want their nose to kind of come down and want to follow that hand, right? So this hand is where you want their nose to be following. So this hand is kind of the leader, and then we start to get into when we take the halter and lead rope off, this hand is still where they want to follow. And so make sure that you're having slack in your lead rope. You shouldn't be having to drag your horse's nose around, and if you are, then you're going to need to take a lot more time on this. Oh. So once you're starting to feel more confident, whether that is you're not having to even really touch your halter and lead rope, your horse is basically just following your hand, then you can throw your lead rope over your horse's back and just kind of play around with this. So I have one really important thing to say before I show you. I love you too. And that is, voice commands make this a lot easier. So come is I want you to follow me now, whoa is stop, back is back. And so Missy knows a lot of voice commands and it makes everything easier. Okay, come. Good, come. Back, back, good, come. Oh, good. So you could see that the whole time she was really interested in my hand. And so that is what I want. And so if your horse is not interested in your hand right off the bat, or they're not picking it up about following your hand, what you can do is get a really good smelling treat. I have like really good smelling apple treats that she goes bonkers for. So you could take one of those, put it in your hand, let them smell it, and then see if they're more interested. That's what I used to do with her when she'd kind of want to when she'd want to be way behind, and like when she's a little lazy and not wanting to keep up with me. That's what I would do. So if your horse is really like falling behind, if your horse is falling behind, you can do that. Get them a really good smelling treat, or like a carrot or an apple, put it up to their nose, and then see if they want to follow with that. Good. Good. So if when you're asking them to back, so basically what I would suggest starting with would be walk, stop, and back. Those are just the three things that I would be working on. What? You got a fly? It's in my nose. Those would be the three things that I would work on first. And so if your horse is struggling to walk forward with you, you can just kind of reach behind and like kind of smack the ground with your whip, or you can give them a tiny little tap on their bum. And then if they're not stopping when your hand stops, you can put your whip out in front and kind of like make it like a barrier. Just please don't smack them in the face with it, but kind of make it a barrier. Like if you walk into it, you're gonna get smacked, but I'm not gonna go whap in the face. And then same to back. If she's not backing, back, back. Good. You can kind of do the same thing. Okay. And use that whip as kind of like a barrier that's slowly coming closer, or you can kind of give them a little tap with it. Back, back. Good. So that's what the whip is for, is kind of a helper It helps them to understand some more things, and it is also used as an extension of your arm. Once you're feeling really confident where you're not having to use your halter and lead rope at all or anything, you can unclip your lead rope, but keep your halter on. So just in case you kind of have to guide their head a little bit, you still have your halter on, but now basically we're kind of at liberty already. So my halter is still on, but I took my lead rope off, and that way if I need to, I can grab here and guide her a little bit, but I'm just gonna start with my hand and see where we get to with that. Come. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Back. 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 Good. Good. Come. 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 Good boy. So you can just continue to work on the walk, the stop, and the back at whatever level your horse is comfortable at, but I would suggest working on it a couple days before you take everything away. If you have just your halter on, that's fine, but I would suggest just working on it like this for a couple of days, and I will see you guys. Sorry, if I talk while it's windy, it won't pick up the sound. I will see you guys all in the next part 2 of the Liberty series, and I really hope that you guys all enjoyed this one, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye! Also, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I will be happy to answer them. No, don't knock that over. Thank you.